What's up, guys? Before I start this video, I know that almost everything I've put up in recent times has been dark, and it's been focused on things like anxiety and stuff like that. So, that's what this video is going to be. So if you're not a fan of that kind of stuff, I totally understand, and just stop watching now. Starting around that time that I was ambushed by those guys in the hotel, I started having chest pains, and I'm not sure why or what exactly in my body is causing it, but I've been to the ER twice because I have, it gives me a very shortness of breath. And it makes it hard for me to breathe, and because of it, I can't eat anything because my chest starts to hurt. Obviously I can't smoke, which helped a ton. Having marijuana in my life was like a godsend because it took care of everything, almost. But I can't, I've been off of it for months now. I've been off of everything except for these prescriptions that I have here in front of me that I'll get to in a second. So yeah, I've been to like 2 ERs, I've been to a cardiologist, I'm about to go see a gastriologist or something like that. I've been to my psychiatrist twice, seen a therapist. They're all telling me it's anxiety, but it doesn't feel that way, because I'm even waking up in the middle of the night, like gasping. So I'm not sure what's causing this. I just know that that's around the time that it started. It was when I started feeling paranoid for my life. Because I had all those break-ins and then, getting ambushed and all that. I feel very, very dark. Definitely the darkest in my life. I'm starting to feel hopeless, because it seems like I can't do anything. Like, the other day I walked out, I was taking Lynn to get, like, Christmas lights for her room that she wanted to put up. And we walked out of the store and there was, like, a hot dog stand, and it smelled so good. But I'm not allowed to, my body won't let me eat anything besides very light cereal and some oatmeal without anything in it. And that's what I've been surviving off of for, like, a month now. I'm down to, like, 125 pounds. And when, like, a month or two ago, I was 150 pounds. And they have me connected to the shit. I feel like I'm in the Rap God video or something like that. I have these, like, wires and shit attached to me. There's, like, 10 of them. And I'm supposed to walk around with this thing here. I'll show it. It comes in this little case. And it records all my heart's problems and all that. Because what had happened around the time that I was just leaving the hotel and moving into this place, I was driving Lynn home. Here, I'll show you. It just records my heart stuff, and I'm supposed to write down when I feel pains and all that kind of stuff. But so far they haven't been able to find anything, and they just tell me it's anxiety, but it feels so physical. Because even when I'm happy and stuff, I'll try to eat, and it still hurts me. And I tried smoking the other day, and it was very violent. I just feel very numb now. Like, music doesn't have any feeling to me. And that's about the only drug I have left that I want. But starting around the time that I was leaving the hotel, the chest pains got so bad that I started having heart palpitations. Like, I was driving, the first one that happened, I was driving Lynn home, and I was on the freeway, and all of a sudden my heart stopped for a second. And everything got white, and then I quickly came back to it, and then a second one happened almost immediately after during the same drive while we were on the freeway. And I was like, okay, holy shit, I need to see a doctor, I need to go to the hospital and all that. But now I get those palpitations anytime that I eat meat, and I'm not sure what that's because of. Before this I was very healthy. Mike gave out. I hope it doesn't do that again. Before this, I was very healthy. I was getting down vegetable shakes every morning. I was going to my favorite diner, and I was eating very good foods. Nothing too fatty, no fast food anymore. I haven't had any fast food in months. So I don't know what I did wrong. But here's what they have me on now. They have me on 7 different medications, and I don't want to be on any of them. And one of them is for a very specific reason, which I'll get to in a second. So firstly, I have Nexium, 20 milligrams, which is for acid reflux, because they think that that might be the problem. And it seems to help a little bit, but I'm not sure how much of that is just a placebo effect. And they have me on 15 milligrams of Zyprexa, which is an antipsychotic, and I'm supposed to take that once a day. I'm supposed to take the Nexium once a day as well. Then they have me on this SSRI called Venlafaxine, HCLER. I think the ER stands for extended release. I'm supposed to take that once a day for this whole week, and then after the week I'm supposed to take 2 every morning. And then they have me on propranolol for my heart rate, which is a beta blocker. I'm on 10 milligrams of that. I also have an extended release one for when I can't take it throughout the day. Then they have me on Depakote, 500 milligrams, which is a bipolar medication. I don't feel like I'm bipolar, but whatever. Then they have me on Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams. I'm supposed to take that once to twice a day. And lastly, they have me on this fucking devil medication, which is called Valium. I'm on 5 milligrams a day, twice a day. And the Valium, I tried it for the first time at 6:45 last night, and it was working great. You know, I had felt great. It's a benzo, so of course I felt that way, but all my anxiety went away. My chest pains went away. I even got a full bowl of cereal down, Honey Bunches of Oats. I got them down without feeling any pain at all. But then I proceeded to have the worst night of my life, in regards to dreams anyway, and sleeping. I went to sleep around, I finally got to bed around 9:30. That's when I had planned to stay up later, because I usually stay up till around 12. But it was a little much, so maybe I should have split the doctor had told me that I can split the Valium in half. But I had just tried a full one like he had originally suggested. And, I had this horrible, horrible dream about, I was in my old childhood home and there was some Chinese box that we had. And it was me, my ex-girlfriend Carly from Talent, Oregon, and my sister, and I think Lynn was there, and I had some Hispanic friend from my middle school, and somebody else I think was there. May have been my old neighbor from there, Jack, I'm not sure. But I was at my old place in Kerrville, and I was in my old room, and it was at night, and there were no lights on in the house for some reason. And we had this Chinese box, and there was a high you're supposed to get off of it. And I had no interest in doing so, and I think that's because of all these medications I've been taking. I don't want to take any fucking medications. I hate the fucking medications. I want it to stop. But my doctors keep telling me to take all of them. And I hate it. I just hate it. But we had opened up the box, and inside of it was an empty IV drip bag. I don't know if you've ever seen them in a hospital. But it was like an empty bag, and we had opened that, and then suddenly my breathing got really short and heavy. So I ran out of the room, and I went to my mom's old room. And of course, she wasn't there. Nobody was. The whole house there were no lights on, and I got kind of creeped out that I was the only one in there. So I eventually ran back to my room. And after that, I woke up, and I was trembling. Like, have you ever jumped into a really cold pool when your body's at a regular temperature, and you start doing that, like, those short gasps for bubbles of air? Well, that's what I had. And Um, but after that, I woke up and I was very trembly. I was trembling and I was trying to catch my breath, which is nothing new. I've been having that a lot lately, with the chest pains. But eventually I got it to go away. I played World of Warcraft for a bit. I woke up at 2 a.m. after that dream. And around 4:50, 5 o'clock, I was ready to go back to sleep, so I put on a podcast. And I started having sleep paralysis, which is, for those that don't know, your body goes into sleep paralysis before you enter REM sleep, and it's so that you don't like kick around and stuff during your dreams and wake yourself up or fuck the people up laying next to you. Your brain essentially disconnects from your body. And I have a long history of forcing myself into lucid dreams. That's what started my whole psychedelic journey to begin with, was my fascination with dreaming. This started years and years ago, 2007, 2008. I lost my place. Yeah, I'd gone back to sleep, and then I felt sleep paralysis coming on, but I wasn't able to stop it, and it scared the shit out of me. Something about the Valium made me kind of embrace it, and my head I heard a lot of static, like when you turn on a TV that doesn't have a channel that it can connect to. I heard a lot of static, and then I heard like voices, almost like as if I was an astronaut, and they were talking like, Houston, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's because I was listening to Joe Rogan talk about the movie Gravity. But after that spooked me, so I got up again and I had some water and I walked around and I decided, well, I can't just not sleep, so I'm just going to embrace it next time it happens. And I think a lot of that was from the Valium. So I laid back down and I let the sleep paralysis take me over. And I remember I was hoping that it would like teleport me into World of Warcraft, because that was the closest thing I have to home, to a physical home, because I've moved around so much that is the most consistent place I've had in my life, is some areas in World of Warcraft. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. So yeah, I eventually woke up in like Searing Gorge. I'm gonna start using WoW language, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. But I woke up in Searing Gorge, and that's near Stormwind, so I eventually found my way to Stormwind, and it was like a future World of Warcraft, like if Deathwing had come back and kept fucking shit up. But it was still kinda nice. But I kept going in and out of a dream state, cause I knew that I was dreaming, and I was just trying to stay in the dream and exploring and just walking around, and I was able to fly. The flying came easier than in a regular lucid dream because I'm so used to the flying in World of Warcraft. But I was flying around and exploring and stuff, and I kept going in and out of a dream state. I felt myself fade out to waking up in this reality again. And every time I would come back to this reality, I would try to put something on the TV, since I felt so weird and I just needed something to get my head off of it. But I don't ever remember actually successfully putting anything on, so I'm not sure if I was really waking up or if that was just part of the dream too. But regardless, I kept going in and out of the lucid dream state, where I would explore World of Warcraft, and then I would fade myself out. But every time I got back in, I was able to stay for longer and longer until eventually I woke up around 10 a.m. I don't want to live like this. And I felt like the Valium did help so much last night, and I finally had gotten a breath of fresh air, but then it just attacked me with these dreams. Guys, I'm starting to feel really fucking hopeless here. Because it's been months now. The last time I tripped on anything was like the beginning of October, I think. I haven't smoked weed in months. I can't do anything that I want to do. I can't satisfy these intense cravings that I'm having for food because it just hurts my chest and it fucks up my breathing and scares me. And every place I go to, they just tell me it's anxiety. I don't have insurance, so I've been blowing thousands and thousands of dollars on fucking just these tests and stress tests.